you're on this video today, you're probably debating whether to invest in AI acquisitions platform, mentorship, and software. Over a year ago, I decided to start my own AI business, and today I'm going to be covering what's inside, my experience with the team, and ultimately whether it was worth it. So who is Jordan Lee? Jordan Lee is an ex-corporate employee who's built up his own agency and now is in the AI space. As you can see, he has nearly 200,000 followers. What really made me pay attention was actually his background. So he had a similar corporate background to me. He done recruitment and also then in sales. I also have a similar background in terms of that, which I'll get into it. He's obviously escaped the 9 to 5 and had a proven system around exactly how to scale your agency and then use AI to deliver the results. Brief background as to why I joined. So before I joined, I felt really stuck in the 9 to 5. I wanted location freedom and time freedom, which I didn't have at my job, and wanted to be my own boss. I tried multiple businesses. I tried SMMA before, drop shipping, Forex, had some luck here and there, but it was never really consistent. And before, when I joined, as you can see, I was working the corporate 9 to 5, several spreadsheets, doing some work, had a very successful career at a Fortune 500 company. Over 2 years, had 3 promotions, really grew, but I still felt stuck. And what really stood out about AI Acquisition's promise was that they actually had that proven system you could follow and that dedicated consultant to really guide me in the right direction. That was so important to me because I always felt like if I have a dedicated person I can just ask questions and tell me where you need to be improving on, that is why I need to be successful. And also the ready-made SOPs for when you sign a client. I never knew how to actually execute on, once I have a client, how to actually deliver them results. My first impressions and frustrations. To be honest, when I started, it was very overwhelming. The amount of information there is vastly, it's very comprehensive, but I did feel very overwhelmed, especially because AI back a year ago wasn't as advanced as it is now. So there was a lot more tech involved in the background, setting up processes and automations. So I actually had to hire a technical VA to handle some of that stuff. And like I mentioned, the reason it was so overwhelming was it was very detailed. I actually didn't know where to start. I thought I need to understand everything before I got started, which after learning throughout the process isn't the case. You can take it one step at a time. Now, quickly, I'm going to walk you through the platform and the 3 things that really helped me since the platform release and what I really use on the day-to-day basis. So the first thing is the AI SDR and what it did. By May, I had 2 SDRs working for me, one on the email, one on ads, calling up the phones. And this replaced my entire email SDR. The second thing is the sales call analyzer, which I'll cover in a second. As part of my services now, I'm offering sales call training, improvement, etc. And this saved me over 8 hours a week reviewing client calls. So before the sales call analyzer, what I'll have to do is I'll sit down and watch the call recordings, write down feedback and send it to my clients. Now with this, you actually just upload the recording and the AI will give you a custom report on where to be improving on. And now the growth planner. It saves me 1 to 2 hours per proposal that I build out, because before I'd have to watch the call recording, take down my notes and build out the proposal manually. Whereas now it uses AI and what my business does to solve their problem and builds out a custom proposal based on what they've said on the call. And as you can see here, there's multitude of others. You have a built-in CRM, which I'll cover in a second, but then also your offer creator, email writer, so you don't need a copywriter anymore, email agent, an AI SDR, ad writer, growth plan creator, pricing, a website creator. So much in the platform, which a few months ago didn't even exist on the market, or at least everything in one place for you to actually be successful. Now I'll show you quickly the actual sales call analyzer because it's really brilliant. So here's a demo sales call that I uploaded. It gives you a total score, an average, and for each step of the sales process, it rates you and then it gives you feedback. So it gives you the example of what you can say and the feedback, what you should be doing. So this is for the intro, and it gives you a score for each level for you to be improving on, and a script and example. So you can see in this call, there was no framing here. This could be improved on, etc. How was the questioning? What you can be improving on in your role and responsibilities, etc., etc. But one thing that I really utilize from this, or 2 things, is the marketing insights, because this helps me build out the proposals where I mentioned in the growth plan creator, but also helps me come up with more marketing angles for my business to go to market with. Gives you all the pain points, why they are, what are the goals of the business, decision process, budgets, success metrics, everything you need to have a successful proposal build out and build up the pain in your sales calls to close a deal. Now, the other feature that I really like is the AI SDR, like I mentioned. It books in directly into my calendar. So it looks at my emails in my inbox, the ones that positively reply and say, yes, I'm happy to have a call with you. It suggests times and books it straight into my calendar. I don't have to go send out calendar links anymore, etc. And the added bonus, and especially as a salesperson, I can really appreciate this because I'm terrible at admin, is the actual pipeline. So it not only schedules it into your appointments and calendar, it auto populates the positive reply and the response, and it adds it to the CRM and the deals function. So you can see here, it's all part of the actual process of adding them. And then all I have to do is drag and drop and it's ready. That was the platform walkthrough. Now I want to take you through a bit more about the evolution of my business over the last 12 months. So when I began, I was selling done-for-you services. So done-for-you lead gen and sales and marketing training. As the business evolved and AI was coming in more and more on the platform, I started scaling delivery. So when I started, I had a technical VA straight away and I got up to a team of 3 individuals. As AI came in May of this year, I actually replaced 2 of my team members with AI fully. So my inbox manager and my SDR completely got removed and the technical VA. So I was just left with my marketing manager that dealt with all of my ad campaigns, copy, etc. And then from there, I moved on to adding the sales training component even more into my offerings, especially with the sales call analyzer. This was something I was very hesitant in offering before because of the time investments. I was only doing it with clients I was very certain I could dedicate the time to, and they didn't have bigger teams. Whereas now I've started offering this as a component to clients that have bigger sales teams because I have the bandwidth now that I just need their Zoom calls, upload it, and have actionable feedback to give to them for the next one. Now I want to take you to the community. So the community itself and the support. How active is the community? So essentially you get daily calls. Some days there's even 2-3 calls, and it's on a specialized topic area. So for example, on Mondays, it's mindset to start off the week strongly and have that quick mindset. Tuesday is sales training. Wednesday is customer success and also lead generation. Thursday is account management. So every single day you have a specialized realm where you can be focusing on and delivering and learning and asking your questions to be improving your business. Not only that, there's an active Slack channel. So within the community itself, every team member is helping each other. So you can ask a question, and every single question I've asked, I've had multiple people giving their 2 cents and understanding of, oh, this is what I did for example, this objection handle, or this is how I manage this client, this kind of difficult situation. Here's my learning, so you can actually implement it yourself. And also the types of people in the community. There's people from all walks of life, which is really interesting, like the techie guys, the marketers, the ex-salespeople, the current salespeople, people that have had previous businesses, for example, brick and mortar, and are now going online. Very vast different types of people in the program. But what really unites everyone is that everyone has the same goal and mindset. And that's really empowering because what I found is I've actually made really great friends, people with the same mindset. We keep pushing each other, and it actually creates that healthy competition within the community as well, so you can be more successful. But then also, like I mentioned, you get that one-to-one coach weekly to keep you on track. And this for me was what I needed the most. I'm a natural procrastinator. I always like to usually do other things, for example, creating a LinkedIn banner, focusing on my website, the SEO, etc., as opposed to doing revenue generating activities. This coach gives you actionable steps, what to be doing for the next week, so your business can grow. And every single week it starts stacking up so you can be continuously improving. So this for me was completely invaluable. Now, going on to the pros of the program. So the number one strength is everything's in one place and it has that SOP. There's no integrating of multiple tools. Everything's in one space in the platform. So all you really have to do is use one. This made it super simple for us to just plug and play and get started. Now, the second pro is the one-to-one calls. They were game changing, like I mentioned. Every single time I was getting upskilled, asking the right questions and getting the guidance to go from A to B so I can take my business to the next level. I've invested into multiple courses. Like I mentioned at the start, I've done dropshipping, I've done the Forex courses, I've done property courses, I've invested tens of thousands of pounds across different types of business models. And the one thing that this course gives me that I didn't get in any of the others was the direction. Right? They don't just overwhelm you with the information. It is overwhelming, but they actually tell you how to utilize this information to build a business that's actually sustainable and you can actually grow. It's all been streamlined exactly for your success. So there's no fluff in between and you can actually be improving that. Now, of course, there's some cons. Firstly, the onboarding learning curve. When I got started, it felt very overwhelming, like I mentioned, and I thought the onboarding would be nice and easy, but there is a steep learning curve. So you definitely need to dedicate some time at the start to learning the process. Secondly, this isn't fully plug and play. If you're expecting to join, put this into your business and you're making 10, 20K a month without doing anything, you're in the completely wrong place. What this is it simplifies it 90% of everything, allows you to focus on the most business strategic things, but you still need to put in maximum effort to be successful. And the third thing for me is you don't actually always get an instant response when you have a question. This is a bit nitpicking from my side, but when I did join, I always thought I'll ask a question and I'll get an instant response from the experts, etc. You don't. You might have to wait a few hours for the expert to see your message because, as you understandably, they are busy people and they are experts. They have their own things to be doing. But what I can say is when you do that response, it's highly valuable and it changes the business. So, and now finally, the results of my 1 year within the business itself and within the community. So I've broken this down into two. My tangible results. Within my first 20 days, I signed my first client using the exact same processes in the program, how they teach. By month 8, I hit 20K a month consistently. And now at month 13, I'm at a consistent 50K per month. And what this has done is it's allowed me to travel, work where I want to, buy my dream Rolex. It allowed me to buy my dream Mercedes with the lights and everything, and also drive the exotic cars that I've always wanted to. But besides the actual tangible benefits, and yes, it's supported me in making a lot of money, there's also the non-tangibles, which I highly value after going through this the last year. And the number one thing is that development of the high income skills. When you join, you're not only going to be learning how to install AI and make money, right? You're learning sales, you're learning paid ads, you're learning client acquisition, you're learning marketing, you're learning AI installation. These are all invaluable skills that stack up and you're able to then implement for the rest of your life. Life is sales and marketing. So the fact that you're learning sales as a bonus to this while growing your business and making money is completely invaluable. And I know that even if I go to zero tomorrow, everything I've learned, I can just restack it completely. The second thing is you build a very large network. There's a lot of people in the community, same mindset like I mentioned, and they have become lifelong friends. We've met up for coffees, if we're in the same city, we've even planned holidays together. The large network is the reason you can improve and build. And then lastly, of course, the non-tangibles, that financial and time freedom. The fact that now I get to spend my time wherever I want, live wherever I want, is completely invaluable. I was a lot busier working than 9 to 5. I didn't have time for my friends or family. I would literally just have Sundays where I can see everyone. I have to balance, see my girlfriend, family, and also friends because I was so busy in the corporate 9 to 5. This has been the biggest thing, I'd say, is the actual freedom to do what I want when I want as a business owner. And now, is this worth it? I definitely think this is worth it if you're willing to put in the work. This is like everything. It has simplified 90% of the process, so you literally just have to follow the instructions and do it. But if you're expecting to do 30 minutes of work a day, not put in the effort, and genuinely not be going through the learning curve, this isn't for you. But if you're tired of working that 9 to 5 job, really want to scale in this AI time where you're still at the early adoption curve, most businesses are looking for AI as much as possible, this is the time to join. As long as you're willing to put in the work. It's changed my life. I'm getting to go where I want. I get to travel. I'm financially free. So if this is for you, then it's worth it. So I hope you guys have found this video valuable. If you have any questions, feel free to leave some comments or contact me on the LinkedIn below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.